Hi, I'm Carol from AWS. I lead our European Energy Transition and Renewables teams.
And my name is Chris. I lead our Accenture European Renewables practice. We came together and discussed how to solve one of the industry's biggest challenges, the permitting process. With approximately 80 gigawatt of wind power capacity pending permitting across Europe, it is key to optimize the process to reach EU's climate and energy ambitions, which is installing 31 gigawatt on average every year to 2030.
When Wind Europe came to us with this challenge, we immediately took action, and the three organizations have been collaborating together for the past few months on releasing a digital solution that can solve some of these key challenges. We started with deeply understanding the end user, which in this case we started with a permitting agent. We did hundreds of hours of interviews to understand the key pain points across numerous member states, including Denmark, Poland, Spain, and Italy. The three key pain points that came up time and time again were the three below: information management, collaboration, and process transparency. Chris, shall we take them one by one?
Yes. So the first challenge we're addressing is information management. On the one hand, there is the sheer size of the permit application. They can be hundreds, even 1,000 pages long, where you need to get edits or updates in manually and think how much time is being wasted on keeping everything organized. On the other hand, permitting agents are faced with different files in different formats that come in via different channels, often with missing information. The information management challenge creates a lot of frustration for permitting agents as well as project developers. Carol, how have we solved for this?
Well, why don't I show you? So we're going to navigate from the windeurope.org webpage, and we're going to go to the EasyPermit solution. So while it's logging in, there's a couple of design features that I wanted to highlight. The first, you can see that it is web-based. And that means that for all of the government bodies, it's not a solution that you have to download. It's something that you can access anywhere and anytime with the right security protocols. The second is that it is highly secure. So this is built on AWS's cloud infrastructure, which is the world's most secure cloud infrastructure. But what that means at a granular level is that the government bodies can dictate who and what access each of the permitting agents and the stakeholders have access to. The final point is that you can see in the top left corner the Denmark flag, that this is intended to be highly localized. We know there's nuances, both in terms of local language as well as nuances to the permitting process from member state to member state, and we intend on building this so that it is easy to scale to wherever we deploy it. Now let's actually log in. So as a permitting agent, I'm going to click on my persona, and the first thing that you'll see is a full dashboard. You heard Chris talk about the challenge around information management and being able to keep track of everything at any given time. That's why we've designed the solution to have the dashboard be the first and primary screen, so that at a high level, the permitting agent can see what open tasks they have, what ongoing permits they have, what are some of the overall tasks that are due, and who they're collaborating with. Then you see from a modular structure that below you've got visibility on tasks, notifications, as well as the status of each specific permit. So you can go from high level to much more detailed view. What's the next problem that we're solving for, Chris?
The next challenge is an efficient collaboration. Permitting agents often have multiple permit applications to process on top of their other responsibilities at the local municipalities. And in some member states, there are more than 80 different public bodies involved in permitting. Furthermore, information about permitting requirements is not easy to locate, often incomplete, and it causes significant delays in the processing. In some member states, the project developers have a similar challenge, having to correspond with several different public agencies for gathering all the permits for a single project. In short, it's extremely difficult for permitting agents and sometimes project developers to have a complete overview of all the required activities and key collaborators involved. Let's talk about how we're solving this, Carol.
Perfect. Why don't we dive into one specific permit application? So you can see that we're back on the home screen. Let's just scroll down. And we can take a look on the left-hand side that one of the applications is delayed. So why don't we click into that? And you can see when we go into the specific wind farm permit application, we've got all the lower level detail you need, both in terms of all of the documents that the permitting agent is processing from all of the various stakeholders, both from the developers as well as his colleagues. But you can also see one of the key features is around activity tracking and knowing exactly who has which task, when it's due, and what the next step is, and collaboration in real time. This will enable that all parties on both sides will be held to a level of accountability to make sure that they're all moving towards a shared goal. On the right-hand side, you can see that we've added also visibility on some key KPIs as well as the overall progress. So at any given time, the permanent agent is aware of how fast they're moving through and what are the key next steps. Third pain point, Chris?
So the last one is transparency. For permitting agents, transparency means having a single overview of the most urgent and important items that need their attention and how and which collaborators that are involved. Here we're looking at transparency from the point of view of the external stakeholders. What we mean here is it's currently difficult for the permitting agent to provide a status update for the projects in the pipeline, both to project developers, which today in most instances is done through email and or phone calls, as well as to the general public. Sharing information of planned projects and the impact they might have on the local community is an important role of the permitting agent. Let's show how we solve for that as well, Carol.
Perfect. So let's go back to our login screen. And so again, we already talked about the permitting agent and the wind farm developer, but now let's dive into the view of a local community member. So imagine that you are living in a Danish municipality. You log in, you're going to put your postcode of where you live, and immediately we'll see on the map of which submissions are in flight, which permit applications are in flight, and the details around who they should contact, as well as details around the wind farm itself. The vision behind all of this is we know that social acceptance from the community members is critical for the energy transition to scale, and we need to provide the visibility and transparency to and the benefits to those that are impacted the most, the local community.
We are confident that with the digital permitting solution we have seen, we set out on a path to solve one of the industry's biggest challenges, helping permitting agents and other involved stakeholders to solve for information management, efficient collaboration, as well as process transparency. And the best part is, it's just the start. Our collective AWS and Accenture process of delivering digital solutions and innovation is all about think big, start small, and scale fast. Our teams came together late January, and within 12 weeks, we have build a solution that is now ready for implementation, which you just saw.